welcome to 2021 and welcome to my first video of 2021. If you're new here, my name is Bonnie and on my channel we speak everything related to makeup and skincare. So today I'm reviewing a Fenty powder foundation. I've been a fan of all Fenty products. I've tried to use as much Fenty products on my face today. So if you see how it works on my skin and a full review on this, keep on watching. So now I have my skincare. My skincare has been soaking in for the past 1 hour now. And we're gonna wear the foundation. The foundation color that has matched me is 330. It is medium to full coverage for all, light as air, flawless filter effect. I follow Fenty Beauty on Instagram and I saw in one of their posts that they mentioned even though it's a powder foundation, you can still use their cream products on top of powder because the myth is that you always need to use your cream products first and then set them with your powder products. But the way they have built this powder foundation is you can use the foundation, you can still use your concealer and the cream products above it. So that's what we're going to try out today. I'm not going to try any new primer. I haven't tried any of the Fenty primer that suits my skin, so I'm not going to go with the Fenty primer. I'm going to use the primer that I've tried and tested and I know that it suits my skin. So as always, I'll go with my Tatcha primer and I'll use this foundation. Always I start my foundation with a color corrector. So I am going to go with my color corrector first. And though I spoke about my primer, I did not use the primer. So I have my color corrector on, but I don't use my primer under the eyes. So it's okay. I'm going with my primer now. It is the Tatcha primer. And for the primer, I just use my hands. I have my mirror here and that's why I'm looking sideways. Prepping is done. I have my primer and I've used my color corrector. Now let's go with the foundation. It is a very sleek package. It is in the hexagon shape that they have most of their products, their blushes, their bronzers. I use it in the shade 330. It's a Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. It says medium to full coverage. They have a mirror here and they have another mirror. I don't know why they have two mirrors, but I don't think this is a glass mirror. This is just a very polished metal sort of. So it's okay. The mirrors are good. Never throw away these sponges because normally the way these sponges are, they work very well with their foundation or whatever product it comes with. So I'm going to use the same sponge. Maybe for a little bit I'll use a brush and see how much coverage it gives me, but mostly I'm going to use the sponge. So I'm just taking, let's see first in one swipe. Okay, one swipe gives me a good amount and let me see how much coverage it gives me. It's slightly darker to my skin tone, but there's nothing that we can't work with. I can always use my concealer. Alright, so it gives me, in one swipe it gives me a good coverage. Again, this is the area where I normally check whether it's giving full coverage or not because here I have a little bit of acne scars. So let's see. Alright, in one swipe it's giving me a good coverage. I'm impressed. So first I'm just going to swipe and use it all across my face and then a little bit I'm going to use a brush. So I'll be very quick on this side and I'll show you. I'm just going to use one layer and then I'll show you in a brush how much coverage it gives. So this is the side with the foundation and this is the side without the foundation. Okay. I think it's giving a pretty good coverage. And it's just one layer. So I think for one layer it's a pretty good coverage. When I see in the monitor, I know that it's matching my neck, so the color is okay. But when I look into my mirror, I know that it is pulling out a lot of yellowish, greenish tone from my skin. So if I don't use a concealer, I would not go for this color. I might go for a color that's lighter than this. But this is just one layer. For the other side, let me use a brush and see how much coverage it gives. So first I'm going to use a brush that it is densely packed, but still it has a lot of flexibility. So it is packed, but it still has the flexibility. All right. So let me see. I've taken a good amount. I've taken this much, and let me see how much coverage it gives. The coverage is definitely lesser when you use your brush, and if you want to use it as a setting powder, definitely you can use a brush. This is a little more densely packed. I have another brush that is more loosely packed. So let's try this brush. Okay, so with a brush, whether it is densely packed or loosely packed, it just gives the same amount of coverage. Let me show on the nose. It gives the same amount of coverage. I'm liking it. It's not that I don't like. So when I use the brush, it gives me a lighter coverage, and so it's not pulling that amount of yellow or green tone on my skin. So my skin looks okay when I use a brush. But when I use a sponge, because it's giving me a little bit more coverage, it is bringing out a little bit more of yellow or a greenish tone on my skin, which I don't normally like. So if I go for a full coverage, if I want to use it just as a full coverage foundation, I will have to go one tone lesser. I just want to set it with a brush and call it a day. I can go with this tone itself. So let me do my entire face with the sponge, because it's a full day wear test and I want to see how much full coverage it gives. I've just put one layer. I'm going to put another layer on the side, and I'm going to cover up this side as well. I'm going to do the entire face with this foundation, and I'll be right back. So I've done with the foundation completely. So I used another layer on the side that I used my sponge, and where I used the brush, I just covered it up completely with the sponge itself. I didn't take a lot of product. I have covered up, and I feel it gives a pretty good coverage. I tried to layer up the foundation and it layered on very easily, very well. It's not balling up. It is feeling very smooth and is in place. It's not moving around. So now the test is, I'm going to use all the cream products on top of it. So I'm going to use the normal concealer that I use. I'm going to set my concealer with a powder. I'm going to use the Fenty cream bronzer and the cream blush. And I'm going to see how all the cream products would settle on top of a powder foundation, and then we'll get along with our day. So right now I'm done with my base. My eyebrows and eyes are not yet done, but I just wanted to come back quick and tell you how I felt. I did use my concealer. I did my normal Dior concealer that I always use. I swear by this. I used my Dior concealer. Then I used the Fenty bronzer in Honey Glaze, their cream bronzer. And I used their cream blush in Bikini Martini. And I used even a highlighter. I used a cream highlighter. It is from Nude Sticks. It's the Nudies Glow Bubbly BB. Alright, so I used all cream products on top of the powder foundation and it went out well. This side I felt it was moving a little bit. I'm not sure if it is because of the concealer or what, but in just this area, just right where I was using my blush, I felt a little bit was moving around, but on the other side it did not move at all. It went very smooth. And for all the products I used the patting motion. I did not drag the product around. I used all synthetic brushes for the cream products and I just patted the products into my skin. So I'm not sure why on one side it went very smoothly and on the other side a little bit patchy just on this area. But I just tried to cover it up with more blush. But otherwise everything went on very smoothly. Every other areas on my chin, the highlighter, the forehead, I used my bronzer all across my forehead as well. So everywhere it went pretty smoothly. So something makes me feel that on this side I used my concealer a second layer because it did not conceal properly. So maybe because of the double concealed layer, it's just moving around because there is more product underneath. But let's see how it works the entire day. I have all the products that I wanted on my skin for the review. So it's on my skin. I'll just do my eyebrows, eyes, and be right back. So I'm back. I've done my full face. I used as many Fenty products as possible, the ones that I had. So I feel as of now my skin looks good. On the website it says that it blurs your skin. As of now, yes, my skin is blurred. It is not too matte. It gives me a soft matte the way it's mentioned. It's vegan, it's cruelty free, they don't have the patelates. So as of now I like it. I like the way it looks. Initially I know I did say that I would go a lighter shade, but I don't think I would change the shade. Now that my entire face is done, I think the shade looks beautiful on my skin. Because I've highlighted the areas that I have to highlight with my concealer. It's been around at least half an hour that I've worn the foundation. I'll mention all the products that I've used on my face. I'll mention it in the description box below. The time right now is 1:52. The time is 1:52. So I know it's already late in the day, but it was New Year. It is New Year's. We just woke up late and had a lazy morning. I think I'm gonna have a long day today. We might go out for a long drive. I'm not sure what the plan for today is, but I will wear this. I have some work to do today, so I know I'll be awake till late night. So I'll wear it for the entire day today, and before the end of the day, before I can take off my makeup, I'll meet you back again over here, right here, and we'll talk about it again. Hey, so I'm back for my last check-in. As I told you, it's gonna be a long day for me. So it's 11:07. So yeah, it's been around nine and a half hours I've been wearing this foundation. It's true that they say it's a lightweight foundation. It is just like air on your skin. I did not feel the foundation on my skin the entire day today. It was very smooth. Yeah, so let's check how it looks. Okay. For the foundation, it's not as oily as I expected it to be, so that's really good. I don't see any creases. Normally if a foundation settles in my creases, it's generally on my smile lines or the lines on my forehead. Majorly it is over here on my chin, but I don't see anywhere that it's creasing, so that's a good sign. I do see a little bit oil coming through, and it normally happens with any foundation that I use, especially if I wear the foundation for 9 hours. I must say I'm liking this because it still has my skin blurred. I don't see the pores coming through. The only place where I see that the foundation has come off is nearby nose, and that is because I wore sunglasses today. I haven't found a foundation yet that doesn't come off from my nose when I wear sunglasses. So any foundation I use, I put on my sunglasses, the foundation does come off from my nose. So if you know a foundation that stays intact even when you wear your sunglasses, please let me know. I have to give it a try because I haven't found one. So that's the only area where my foundation is worn off. I did wear the mask for around 30 minutes. The mask was absolutely clean and I don't have any wear off on the other part of my skin. But I have to say that I love this foundation. So let's do one thing. I know normally when we wear foundation for 9 hours, we take a break at least, and in between for 3.5 hours, we go to the powder room, we touch up our nose. So I'm going to try it now. I have the same sponge that we use to apply the foundation. I'm not going to take anything additional on it. I'm just going to touch up where I feel it's a little bit oily and see if it takes away the foundation with it or if it just absorbs the oil. And that is why I love these sponges, because you can wash these sponges just your regular soap, the soap that you use to wash your brushes, and you can wash your sponges. So I would always suggest to wash your sponges after you use them. But these sponges are amazing because even for touch-up you can use the same sponge and just absorb the oil from your skin. And voila! Look, the oil is gone. I don't see any oil on my skin right now. And I think it'll go strong for another 2 to 3 hours. But I am going to bed. It's 11:30. I have to go to bed. It's been a long day. But yeah, my final say would be that it is a good foundation. They say soft matte, absolutely. It is not, it doesn't make your skin dry. I do have oily combination skin, but it still let only a little bit of oil come through my skin. That happens with normally all foundations when you wear it for 9 hours. So I would give it a thumbs up. Just use the right primer based on the type of skin you have and it should work wonders for you. So alright, so that's all that I have. Wish you all a happy 2021 once again, and I thank you so much for staying with me till the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you liked what you're watching, and also please hit the notification bell because then you'll get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you once again very much. You all have a blessed day and a blessed year ahead. Bye.